and yeah, okay, all right. Now you gotta pull up the thing, and
do the other thing.
But we have new equipment. The audio should not fail today.
Better not.
Okay.
And we get the chat where we see it. And there's nobody in the chat yet, which is fine and not unexpected.
Obvious. Well, no, don't start
one?
there. Start with the dump. It's the first. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to. There we go.
But
okay.
we're still starting with that.
Oh, yeah, please.
Oh, yeah. Let's roll. And good morning. And yeah, I know, I see you guys, no notification, and that's my fault. I was waiting for something to update and got distracted and didn't do the rest of the scheduling piece until right before we went live because I just spaced out. I had it scheduled on Rumble and I was waiting for that to update so I could copy and paste everything. But hey, new microphone.
Yeah, setting up new equipment and everything, so...
You see that? I picked up the microphone. I waved it at the camera.
Dude, can we not
set it back down? And it still works.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, it's definitely working. We appear to be coming through kind of hot.
Ooh, are we coming in a little hot on you guys? I can,
Well, I always come through hot, but...
Whoa!
Look, just, it is what it is. Anyhow, let us know. Let us know if we're too hot. Otherwise, I think we can... How was your weekend?
Oh man, so I was producing for that, not the news last night, and one of the hosts,
so far
Scotty,
they say we sound good. I think we're okay.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna throw a little safety on there so that we don't blow it out on them.
I see.
Make sure that we don't. Yeah, there we go. So Scotty's car wouldn't start after we were done recording last night, which means that the first thing I have to do after I shoot all the houses today is I have to finish producing that show and get it posted. But Scotty's car broke down, so we sat in the parking lot at the American Legion for a couple of hours waiting on a tow truck. And we ate some Mackie D's burgers and watched Deadpool. So I've had worse evenings, but then I had to drive him home and then get myself back to my house. So yeah, I hit the rack at about 1:30, which is just barely before I usually wake up. Steve says sound is good. Cam's a little screechy, but I don't think you can filter that. I don't know, Steve. We shall see. But not today.
That's right. Toys. All right, let's...
Ben Newsom, I don't think I recognize that name. That means you're not among our habitual viewers. So welcome to the conversation. And Cameron was just about to say, let's say
hey to people.
Oh, Ben, okay. I see. Ben, I didn't realize your last name was Newsom, or I forgot. I think I've got you in my phone as Ben Newsom. He's GCM, Georgia Constitution Media.
I got that when he typed it in the chat. Okay, so
good to have you, brother.
Steve Rodemeyer with the band Hammer and also two-timing us with TPS. Let's see, Dan Burks, Scrimshaw Rose, Jamie Wilbanks, Megan Wilbanks, Sean Stryker, PITTDANNY, Ben Newsom. Your mom, good morning, Ma.
Hey, Ma.
Crackshot, other Steve, Patricia Barrett, Oh, Danielle Munoz, good morning to one of our lovely friends from the only lovely person on TPS. It's okay, Alex would agree.
Alex is adorable.
Yeah.
You kidding me with that beard and the little pot belly? He looks like an Army Ranger. He's adorable.
And I think that's everybody that's spoken up in the chat. So, my weekend was interesting. We're swinging for the opportunity to shoot one of the World Series for Little League, and it's it's work. Like, I mean, it is work, but it's fun. It's fun. Oh, hey, there's somebody named Pancho Ramirez. So good morning to you. But it takes some work. But I think, yeah. Uh-oh.
What just happened?
You're messing with stuff in the middle of the show.
You're good.
So anyhow, Pancho Ramirez. That's a name. Good morning to you. All right, but it's Monday, and there's a meme war going on. And I just wanted to say, one of the things I actually like about kind of the modified Meme War Monday format is any story that we miss that we wanted to talk about, or maybe we should have talked about, the natural memetics push it. This is almost like the recap that other shows do on Fridays.
Right.
Ours comes on Monday from the previous week, and anything that we missed.
And includes the weekend.
And it includes, well, to be fair, if you do...
Yes.
Yes. Okay, look.
My point was that in contrast to the other guys, our recap includes the weekend.
Well, their Monday show includes the weekend.
Yeah, except by the time they get to the weekend... Well, their Monday show is trying to catch up. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. All right, let's do it.
Here's the first one. So, I love this meme template anyway. Aquaman sneaking up on Superman like that. It's just he's completely oblivious to the fact that he's about to be tackled by almost 300-pound, 6.5 foot tall man.
Well, everything about it, like, you've got Henry Cavill just, like, impeccable, okay? You probably can't even find a 16th of an inch of stubble anywhere on his face. And meanwhile, Jason Momoa looks like he's...
Chad, and Jason Momoa is a fucking savage.
Yeah, it looks like he smells like patchouli, and he's about to just tackle him, right? And
okay, so...
whatever's going on there is...
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening. That's like something. That's like a button stuck or something somewhere. So
anyhow,
here's hoping.
Here's hoping. Here is doing the hope.
So yeah, some guy with a homemade gun. Now, the assassination of Shinzo Abe. In a country with, and I think we've got another meme to this effect. In a country with all of the gun laws, a Trump ally was assassinated with essentially a homemade shotgun.
To be fair, Abe was an American ally. He made it a point for the past several administrations, Republican and Democrat, to make sure that president knew, no, Japan is your friend. We want you to be our friend. We is friend, okay? Which makes Abe really smart, in my opinion. Yep. Like, he tried to maintain a good relationship with Obama and like, good policy.
Yeah, I mean, some people on the playground have lunch money. Some people on the playground have yours.
And some people on the playground are big enough to keep those two things in check.
Yep.
Anyhow, let's, Steve says, y'all realize our show on Must Due Diligence on Twitter bots called it. We said back then this was likely just a spotlight on the practices and he'd bail. That's an interesting point, Steve, but I think we're gonna let the stuff with Twitter play out just a little bit more before Chris and I do a show on that. But good call, and I'm okay with us being right, by the way.
And I actually suspect that this new bail move that his walking away from it, I don't think he's going to fully walk away. I think he's going to basically force them to sell it for half.
Well, I mean, that whole...
Because it's worse. It's literally worth less than half of what he originally offered.
Well, the whole $54.20 was a meme price anyway. Like, you guys realize he's trolling you, right? All right. Let's keep going.
Okay. This, but I don't like conservative in red states. Then why did you move here? I was talking to some women the other day at this Girl Scout thing. A couple of moms. There were 3 of them. I said a couple. There were 3 of them. And they had all moved here from California because of cost of living.
Taxes, cost of living, bum shitting in the streets.
It was, well, it was going to be like $500,000 to buy a house in where we lived in L.A. or just outside of L.A. And we found out I can get twice as much house for half as much money over here. And they went on about, the crime's lower and the streets are cleaner. There's not shit everywhere and this and that and this and that. And I'm listening to them talking about how much better the conservative state with Christian values that prizes family and decency.
We're losing.
And we just lost the camera.
Now we've got...
We still have audio, but we just lost the camera.
The audio stopped for a second, but now the audio's back.
We're having problems. Oh, I see what's happening. Back up, dude. You are, shit. And yes, they're going to come... We still have audio, so keep talking.
Okay, we do still have audio. I bumped a thing,
yeah,
y'all.
They're gonna come here and keep voting for the same liberal trash they always have. There, live is hard mode, but I fixed it. And audio's still good. See that? Steve says audio 5x5, video frozen. That's because you're behind. So, okay. And bums don't just shit in California streets. They use your front yard too, and the front stoops of businesses and the like. And then they move. They shit on their own streets, and then they move and go shit in our streets. And to be fair, when I say shit in our streets, this is a euphemism for voting.
Right. Well, and it's funny, and it doesn't just happen in Texas, even though Texas is represented in the meme. It even happens locally here in Georgia. Like, Cobb County swung blue in the 2020 election, and that's because a whole bunch of liberals went, man, there's some really nice spots in Cobb County. Let's move there.
Yep.
And then let's vote for the shit that made us want to leave the area that we're in. Joe Rogan, when he moved to Texas, proposed a rule that people that did what he did, where they run from California and move to Texas, they're not allowed to vote for 4 years.
I'm comfortable with that.
Like, no. Don't move here and then destroy it. Okay.
In fact, correctly phrased, I would say that every state should have a law. Every state should have a law that voting in the state is contingent on 4 years residency.
Well, it's very similar to, like, you don't just move to Alaska and then the oil company starts sending you checks. You have to be a resident there for, 24 months before you start
something like that, but yeah.
I'm comfortable with that.
I've honestly considered just moving to Alaska, and it's not the money; it's the nobody. I want to live in a place where there's a population of 4 and everybody's wearing a giant freaking revolver for the bears.
Right. Yeah.
Because you might run into one walking from the post office to the bar. Right.
So, yeah, anyhow, all right. Doing the meme war. Let's...
Okay, so moving on. Oh, boobs.
Yeah, well, it's part of the... Though, I think this makes kind of a humorous point. Imagine if a dude was like, hey guys, I'm new and I need friends, and then he showed his balls. Now...
I've done that.
I'm not even entertaining that. I'm not even entertaining that. Now, to be fair, I'm okay with the double standard if we can just admit that there are differences between men and women.
Yeah.
However, I just want to acknowledge that it's a double standard, and it's a double standard because there are differences between men and women.
Well, and also it's a double standard, like two, because binary.
Right.
It's not a quadruple standard.
Yes.
Or a dodecahedral standard.
Yeah, I still love the thing that's like gender's non-binary. Would you like this T-shirt in male
or female?
Oh, okay. Dude, I'm looking forward to the next couple.
Okay, here we go.
Have you seen a 4th of July celebration?
Yeah.
That's a reenactment of a resurrection.
You mean an insurrection?
Oh.
Easter is a reenactment of a resurrection.
I was doing my Joe Biden impersonation, getting my holidays. But you know what? Let's just move on to the next one, because there's no way to
Happy 4th of Christmas. Oh, I didn't realize this was the next one in the thread. I need me some of those Merca aviators.
We have a Twitch bot.
I don't know that that's a bot. I mean, he just dropped us a Pikachu
sorry.
smiley.
I don't mean Twitch
viewer.
Twitch viewer. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
We're just so used to Twitch being shitty bots that try to sell us views, and I'm like, yo, audience, it's so yo, homeboy, son.
Yes, I'm just going to refer to you as 303 because I'm not at Cubisiac, but Cube. Thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Indeed. So happy Thanksgiving.
Right.
I've seen this with I've basically seen this meme done over and over again for the past couple weeks. With it's almost always the same image, but it says Happy Father's Day or Happy 4th of January or. They've been all over the place with it.
It's like when Hillary pretended
to be... They've been all over the place with it as Joe Biden.
It's like when Hillary pretended to be surprised by the balloons coming down, and it just was memed over and over again. It's like, hey,
thanks
having
a freaking stroke.
It's like, oh, thanks, thanks, Joe. Thanks.
I'm still not entirely convinced that she didn't actually have a stroke at that moment.
Didn't vote for me. You ain't black.
If you haven't seen Django Unchained, it's not for the kids.
Not at all.
But Libby Leo, the champagne chauvinist, the the caviar communist, he puts forward a hell of a performance in that movie, and it is hilarious.
I still think it's Quentin Tarantino's best work, and just in case you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it, but God, I identify with how Dr. Schultz exits that movie. It takes a certain mind frame to understand it, and I, for better or worse, possess that mind frame.
Now, to say that it's Tarantino's best movie, I'm close to right there with you. I go ahead and say off the rip, Hateful Eight was just an abortion of cinematography. But Inglourious Bastards, man. The scene where the Nazi hunter shows up at the French farmer's house and they have the conversation over warm fresh milk and the pipe, and that was.
But the whole rest of the movie,
the whole rest of the movie was excellent.
The whole rest of the movie is good, but it wasn't as good as that opening scene. So it just anyhow.
That's fair. That's fair.
Kill Bill's good stuff too. Okay.
That face.
All right, look. I've wanted to
What you talking about?
I've wanted to get to the Brittany Griner thing for some time, okay? Because there's some layers to this, all right? Look, let's be clear. I don't believe anybody anywhere belongs in jail for drugs.
Right.
I just don't, okay? Period. Full stop. I especially think that's doubly true for Americans, okay? But there's a couple of things to this. Like, one, why do you bring drugs to an airport? That's dumb.
Yeah.
That is a PLD, a poor life decision.
Correct.
Right? Especially to an international airport.
Unless you are a professional smuggler, and this is the calculated professional risk that is part of your job, which, by the way, once again, PLDs.
Right.
That's how you got here. Let's be real. I mean, it's not like you forgot you had a bag of Coke with her.
No, she had less than a gram. She basically had one of those marijuana vape pens.
Okay.
And it was in her luggage. And why she was searched, any of that. Look, two things can be true at once. She was targeted because Russia's Russia, and she is a black female lesbian, and then this is an insult to the Biden administration.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it. She's also guilty of everything that Russia is accusing her of doing. And also, she's had no problem slamming the United States. And now she's begging for our help.
Are we surprised by this?
Look, no, we're not. So, look, I understand the people that have the Schadenfreude. I understand the people that say bring her home. I'm really torn on this because she did a dumb, and now she bit the hand that fed her.
Stupid should hurt.
And stupid should hurt. But at the same time, like, really? Like, she's looking at years over a smuggling charge, which is what... It's not just that she's been charged with possession of drugs. Like, Russia's coming after her with, like, the absolute full force. No. They're accusing her of smuggling. That's equivalent to a distribution charge in this country. That is a felony that can carry up to 10 years in Russian prison. And I don't know how good or bad Russian prisons are. I'm going to assume that if you had a top 50%
Oh, there's a whole reality show
50%,
about how bad Russian prisons are.
Well, but that could be propaganda, right? Okay? But if there's a top 50 and a bottom 50%, I'm going to guess that Russia is not in the top 50%. Just in
I see a lot of F that commie, screw her, leave her there.
She's still an American, though.
That's what I was about to say. Here's the thing. It's not just that she's an American. So she's a dirty commie, but she's our dirty commie. And more importantly, it's not like we're talking about some random country. We're talking about Russia making an obviously political maneuver that is deleterious to the good conduct of foreign relations. The correct answer here is to recover her to the greatest extent possible through legal channels, but to make it very clear to every nation on earth, you do not incarcerate Americans. You do so on pain of serious, serious repercussions. And that is a thing which elevates our power politically and geopolitically across the entire world. Right? So we shouldn't mess around with it with any American. When you say screw them, when you just say screw them because you don't agree with them, but you're talking about another American, that's how you end up with Obama level shit where you're dropping drone bombs on American citizens, children. You're bombing American children in foreign countries, and then making excuses about collateral damage.
Well, I was always it always reminds me of Anwar al-Awlaki, who's a bad dude who deserved to get shot in the face.
Yep.
But we assassinated an American citizen when we killed him.
Yep.
Let's just be clear about what we did. So, anyhow, let's see how many more of these we could chew through. You ready for some rapid fire? Let's do some rapid fire.
Okay. Skeletor format, one of my favorites. More women voted to overturn Roe v. Wade than to enact it. Put that in your pipe, shitburger. Go ahead.
Mount Rushmore was stolen from the Lakota. The Lakota stole the land from other tribes.
And that is the correct answer to every criticism of the United States that is related to, oh, you're on stolen land. Okay, let's give this land back to the natives that we stole it from. Would you like to give it back to the Comanches? Or
I would not like to give it back to the Comanches. Not at all.
Boy,
you don't want the... Not me, brother. I don't feel like having drunk Indians throwing knives in my face. It's just now a possibility that could happen. And if you think
met my wife? Giving land back to the Comanches is pure profit margin in this household.
I'm not married to one. And frankly, sir, the entire calculus of your marriage might change if her people had power in this country.
No, they love me.
They claim to love you. Wait till they get drunk and angry. And if you think I'm being racist, I've met Comanches. No. Don't give them whiskey and throw in knives. They will ruin your day.
I've literally had this conversation. Babe, you genocided the Arapahoes. They were in my fucking yard.
Okay. All right.
This. Banana. So apparently Minions.
Minions did in a weekend what Buzz Lightyear had done for 3 weeks leading up to that point. It's almost
Buzz Lightyear. Exactly.
It's almost like I just want to take my kids to a movie. That's fantastic. The Rushmore Casino, Chief Tumbling Dice. That's excellent. That's excellent.
I think I met him. I used to hang out with Chief Nakahoma. No shit.
Right.
Back in the early 90s. I was a kid. Okay.
Look, this could be photoshopped, but...
It's not.
But well, it could be.
It's not.
But it's probably not.
As a professional who operates Photoshop every single day, I'm telling you right here. Okay, so in fairness, technically there was some Photoshopping work done here. Somebody added this red circle after the fact.
Right. Okay, so yeah, all right.
And it can be done convincingly, but that was not.
All right. Let's see.
You're seeing what you're seeing.
Let's see how long we can go without comment on the next one.
Well, we'll make it a little longer than we might have since Alex isn't in the comments section today. Okay. This is some deep nerd jokes right here.
Yeah, if we'd gotten to this one sooner.
We might have given you a breakdown. Frankly, I don't know if 3 dual color mana is a sufficient cost for such an overpowered character, for such an overpowered legendary hero. Correction, by the way, you said he's a legendary hero, so you can only have 1 in your deck. You can have 4 in your deck. You only have 1 on the board at a time.
Oh, okay. All right. Well.
Destroy attacking felon. Okay, I love that it's not just any counter. It's not enters with 30 counters.
Counter.
It's specifically a 5/5/6 counter. If I was to play this card, I think I would actually just set a magazine. Oh, hey, there's Alex. Morning, sunshine. Alex, I need to talk to you sometime in the near future. I got a Zoom pod track, and I want to talk to you about it versus your Roadcaster. But here we go.
God, it's just a fairy tale, and no one should ever be obligated to indulge in someone else's fantasies. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's how. Okay. Oh.
I bet you would.
Yep. Oh, look.
Oh, you got a picture of the weapon. Yeah. The gun that assassinated Shinzo Abe, because of course we know from the left that it is in fact the gun that's responsible for the violence.
Right.
It's literally a couple of pipes with an electronic trigger. I was about to say duct taped, but that looks like electrical tape.
I think the exact nature of the tape is not what's important. I think to say that he made this out of a 2x4.
Duct taped it to a 2x4. He duct taped 2 lead pipes to a 2x4, and used that to fire some sort of projectile.
Right.
So, let me ask you again, how you feel about them gun laws, Sunshine? And this is the last one.
You know,
Anyway, that was the last one on the reel, wasn't it?
on that reel, I wanted to at least get to the first one in the next reel, because...
Okay, so Spiking the Punch backstage at the Queen show, drag queen show. Well, those are two very different things.
Yeah, those are completely different.
Or are they? And then, okay, we'll end on this. Okay.
Sometimes the pure troll of it is just enough.
Yes. And, you know, I'm
Why are you climbing the mountain? Because it's there.
Because it's there. Anarchy says it's dangerous assault duct tape.
That's excellent. I think that might be top comment.
So I don't know if we're gonna cover the Georgia Guidestones any more than we've touched on a little bit. The Georgia Guidestones were a monument to globalism that has now been destroyed.
I don't know how to rebuild society after a potential apocalyptic collapse. Like, boy, that's a really specific monument to put up there, brah.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, in fairness, it was put up in the 80s when we were legitimately concerned about a potential nuclear holocaust. What struck me as funny about this thing is, so somebody set an explosive device that destroyed one of the stone slabs at the Georgia Guidestones. And the police showed up, spent like 12 and a half seconds on investigation, and then they just bulldozed it. They came out and they're like, oh, well, I guess we're done with this.
yeah, and look, here's the thing. I do think that these monuments were bullshit. At the same time, though, anytime you're destroying art, tearing down monuments, like, oh, I don't know. Like, remember, I think one of the saddest things that's ever happened in human history is the burning of the Library of...
Obviously.
Of Alexandria. Like, so, yes, these monuments were fucked up, but whoever bombed them... Sorry, bro, the law's coming for you, and they should.
I agree. I agree that if they ever manage to sandblast Stone Mountain like they keep trying to do...
Burn through these. Burn through them. It's only a few.
Yes.
Me and some of my girlfriends did a retreat this weekend to help us cope with the monumental setback and fundamental rights. By the end of it, we had moved from sad and afraid to angry. We all agreed to a pact. No having sex with any men until he had proven himself a capable provider, and until that man is a signed contract written on paper agreeing to stay with us and support us if we get pregnant. We started drafting an actual contract, and we're planning on sending it to a lawyer to make sure it's legit. At this point, I am completely done with men who want to hook up and leave. It's high time for American men to step up. So leftist women discover traditional marriage.
Or marriage.
Or,
and we're back to the Guidestones.
yeah. Like
Pepe's working overtime today.
Well, Pepe making fun of the Guidestones is what Pepe was invented for, right?
And we'll just go ahead and finish up on a little taste of the Shinzo Abe situation. I can't wait to hear the profile of the shooter. Of course, it'll be somebody that works for Obama's DOJ.
Crackshot says Muslims burned everything. You are correct. We just don't have time to go into that right now because we're trying to get through everything. And then finally, the last one.
Some say blue cheese is best.
Some say it's ranch dressing.
Deep down, we all know.
All
gun laws are unconstitutional. And we'll just go ahead and wrap it up right there, largely because I got to get out the damn door, and I still need to put pants on for that.
Don't.
What?
Don't. I would refuse to do the show if he was not wearing pants. Let's be 100% crystal fucking clear on this point. Nobody should be subjected to that.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching this morning. We will see y'all tomorrow.